Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun.
Okay, normally I would just take this and put it in the mill and split it in half. But the fact is that the mill is all set up to do this project, so we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to just put it on the saw and do a rough split and go from there. I think that's going to be okay. See how it goes. Yeah, let's go give it a try. Okay. I think we blow this. Drop our bolt down in. We could take a big screwdriver. Of course, we can't really get to it. All right, let's take everything back to 0, just so we know where 0 is at. Okay, then we can bring this out so we can get to it. Oh, the screwdriver's still too long. Alright, now we got something. And we got to get down below that that little ridge that we're going to cut off. Almost there. Okay. That looks pretty good. And it's still just a little bit loose. See it wiggling just a little bit? So how do we get that out? I was hoping this was going to bind down enough. Nope, it's not going to. So what we have to do is we have to take it apart and then put a nut behind it. Okay, so we've got our holes drilled and we've got our little slot pulled or cut. So now what we want to do is take this one out, and that should be enough to loosen it up. Let's see if we can get a little bit more out of it. That's better. Okay. And then we want to flip this upside down and have it indexed. And when I pulled pulled this to recenter it, of course we got it off. So what I need to do is, I'm at center now, so I'm gonna come back 272. And then 272 this way. And we'll get our reamer kit here. Put the drill bit in, tighten it up. And we're just going to go straight down all the way through. Okay. And our dowel, or our reamer. And that should do the trick. We're going to take a little dowel pin here, and that goes into there. And this goes, and let's make sure we're in the right position. Yes. This goes down onto that hole. Good and solid. Give it a little bit more of a tweak. That's not going anywhere. Alright, so now we drill our holes exactly perpendicular. Okay, and so our hole size is 114. This measures 112, but I think that's going to be fine. Okay, we're just going to come back to 0. Well, just so things don't get confused, let's go all the way back to both zeros. And let's see what that looks like. I'm thinking we're there. But you know what? I'm gonna, because from here to here, there could be some variance, and all we really need to do is get this squared up. Well, it is squared up, but get it centered both ways. So I think what I want to do is go ahead and take this drill chuck out. Let's see what we got. Yeah, a little bit off. Okay, well, that's not a big deal. A little bit off both ways, in fact. Okay, we're on the money. Now, drill chuck back in place. Drill bit and tap. And this side, from 0 we go 353. 353. That looks pretty good. And then 28 over. .353 and 28. Now we come down, we touch, we zero out our Z axis, speed up the bit a little bit. Okay. Drill bit out. T-handle in. I'm sure at this point you're not going to be able to see that. Well, not too bad. Alright, well then basically all we're doing is threading these 4 holes. All right, we're working on the last hole of the last piece. And I'm ready to be done with this project. Okay. And we are set. Yes, we are. Now we got to put that one little nib in, and I'll kind of show it to you. There it is right there. And in the bigger picture, here it is right here with all the dimensions that I need to deal with. The only dimension that's missing is the depth of it, and the depth is 79 thousandths. Okay, so put this back up on the rack here, and it looks like I'm about ready to run out of battery, so I'm gonna get a new battery. And okay, we've got our 3/16 mil bit, and what we need to do is go in and take off 78 thousandths off of the top of this minus that little nib. So, and the little nib, we're gonna come back into 0, just so I don't get confused. 0. Okay, so we're gonna get their center line, so we're gonna drop down 284 thousandths there, and then 136 thousandths across, and that should give us dead center of where we want to start. 284 sideways. Minus 5 thousandths, so 282.79. Okay, and then 136. Oh no. I'm glad I was looking. Okay, I did it just the opposite. 284 this direction. So 279. Okay, and then 136. So it'll be 131. All right, and that should land us right where we want to be. It's supposed to kiss that that bolt hole and be somewhat about a quarter of the way into the main. You can see it right here, a quarter of the way into the main hole, and then just kiss that bolt hole. So I think we're in good shape. So now we're going to bring our knee to 0, and we're gonna bring this to contact, and we're supposed to go down 70. What's that? Okay, let's just do it again and make sure we got it. 132, right, and 284, right. Okay, so we've got contact, so now we just start it up. gonna work our way down 79 thousandths. So I want to take and mill off all of the rest of that and then come back in later and get the other side of this. So for right now, we're just going to go this way. I don't like that. That seems like it's sticking way out there. So we're going to adjust this. I thought I had brought it in, but maybe not. That's better. Now we can just come back down and just make contact and lock it into place. Okay, we're going to go back to 0. And back to 0, back to our datum. 0. All right, now our second position is 302 over 1, 2, 302, and we want to make that 306, 307. Okay, and then '89 down, or in the Y direction. And so then that would be 80 or 84. And the reason why I'm fudging a little bit on that is because the call out is for a metric bit, and I have a 3/16, which is about 5 thousandths bigger, or 10 thousandths bigger. So if I just back off a little bit, it's going to be, I think we're going to be in good shape. So I think we're in the exact position we want to be. I believe so. So we're going to go down 79. The problem is, how do you get that straight line? And it's, you know, it's not precise. We've got a plus or minus 5, so we've got some leeway here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this around until it squares up with the holes. And that looks pretty good. I'm thinking, let's just see how it plays. And what I'm doing is I'm seeing how much space there is between, get a little pointer here, between this edge and this edge. And this edge is just a little closer than this one. So I just adjusted it. Now we're gonna come back and see if we can get a cleanup. Much better. All right, so now we come out. Let's turn this bit until it is there, and we bring it into center. Center being right there. We bring the bit in until it just makes contact with. I need a light. There we go. And then we want to go. Where is our measurement? Right here. Right there. So it's 185 thousandths from the outside edge to the top of that flat. And that shouldn't be too difficult. So we go to 0. And that should do it. We got ourselves a little nib there, and they don't care about the surface. They said just whatever you end up with is fine. I think we're going to be just fine here. Yep, looks good. So, did that last time, almost broke the bit. And I believe we are absolutely ready to take this thing out. Looks pretty good. So this is supposed to be 45 off from that. Looks like we're right on the money. So what we need to do is take it over to the lathe, and they want a 20 thousandths chamfer on that. So let's go over to the lathe and do that. The big lathe, because it's all set up, ready to go. All we got to do is bring the bit in, and it'll do the chamfer. We may end up hitting the tripod though. Okay, that should do. And I put a piece of paper around it to protect the surface. I think we got it. Now we've got a bunch of little minor scratches in this surface, and so I think we can just take a really light piece of sandpaper and
take that down. How about some 600 grit? That should do the trick. Yep, nice. Okay, so we're going to come in here and relieve those holes just a little bit and take some pictures and put it in a bag. I'll just do it by hand. There we go. Looks pretty good. I think we got a winner. Let's take it over and take some pictures. Well, hell's bells, that was a cool little project actually. I learned a bunch of stuff, mostly by trial and error, and I only had to do these over one time, which wasn't bad. And it was only because I put the wrong size drill bit in, which was a lesson well learned. But we got them done. We're going to send them out to the customer. He wants them by Monday, and it's now Saturday, so we got to get them in the mail. Hey, this is Nick Collier, checking out.